Hey everybody, and welcome to Manga Palate, the show where I, Presticie Luna, and my co-host,
Mike Chef Isaiah.
yeah,
I keep
well,
feeling you're gonna say my name. I'm not sure.
you know what? That's a mix-up. You don't even know.
I wasn't
You
ready
know.
for the low
You were ready for the mix-up.
or the empty.
That's why my boogie's fierce. Anyway, before we start talking about that, where this is the show where we fucking play or watch or whatever a thing and then compare it to food. Most of the time it's manga and anime, but it doesn't always have to be. As a matter of fact, this week my good friend Manga Show Isaiah chose a game. What game did you choose, dude?
So, I was trying to mix you up.
No, that's just stupid. Like I actually told you what to do. And then you said nothing. It's not like I was like it's not to say that you were with the introduction and I wasn't sure. I was waiting for you. I left it open for you. That's different. A mix-up would be you're not sure which one I'm doing. I think you're being an idiot.
Being an idiot mix up.
That's the new meta. You pretend to be retarded. Good. You fucking moron.
Okay. This week we're doing guacamole.
Fuck you.
Turbo. Just guacamole.
It's guacamole, yeah. Well, I mean, we might have played different versions. I know I played Super Turbo Championship Edition.
Yeah, that's what I have.
Okay, cool. So guacamole is a game made by Drinkbug Studios, who used to be known as Not a Number Software. They're from Canada. And they put out Guacamelee in 2013, but they've made various updates to it. They had Gold Edition in the later part of 2013, and they had Super Turbo Championship, which is the one that we played, which I played it on PC. I know you did too, right? Both on Steam? Right. It's also on PS4, Wii U, Xbox 360, Xbox One, and Switch. So, it's out there. Drinkbox also made Guacamelee 2, and their first game, Tales from Space, about a blob, and the sequel, Tales from Space, Mutant Blobs Attack, were on the PS3. And I only bring that up because there's a shit ton of references to random crap in Guacamelee, and they reference their own game in there.
Just for them.
I think it's actually just for them. Yeah. Okay, so Guacamelee is a Metroidvania game. It's a lot of platforming, it's also a lot of combat. I really like the combat system. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, it's really good. You can
It's really
cancel your dash attacks.
Mm-hmm. You have you end up developing the powers, because Metroidvania, so you walk around and get powers as you move along through the story. But by the end of it, you have 4 cardinal directions, and then you have another grab thing that extends, again, in each of the 4 cardinal directions. And you can have a lot of air stuff, and you can cancel your moves into other moves. And a lot of your normals alone extend pretty good, that by the time you get the other moves, the extensions are just feel natural. Also, there's one more thing that you can only get if you complete all the challenge missions in Hell, which is a separate sort of challenge arena, where they actually just give you platforming challenges. There's 2 places. There's Hell, which is El Infierno, which is just how you say hell in Spanish. El Infierno, where you do a whole bunch of platforming challenges. Some of them are combat, but most of them are platforming. And then there's the Temple of War, which is just combat. Just testing how good you are with the fighting. So if you beat El Infierno with a bunch of gold and you help Satan, because that's what we're doing. He's a chicken. That's what happens. He teaches you how to become a chicken. And the chicken has its own powers. It drops explosive bombs. Can I just say, we've also played Guacamelee 2. We're going to talk about 1, but the one thing I want to mention about a significant difference between 1 and 2 is the platforming was much more important in 1, whereas the combat was much more important in 2. And so as a result, in the first game, when you turn to the chicken, all you can really do is the egg.
And, like, peck at them.
Yeah, but it doesn't do anything, really. Versus in 2, you do chicken combos. There's a lot of shit going on with that chicken.
And you can float.
Yeah.
Do the dashes.
Fly. You have chicken powers.
Polo shot.
Pollo shot.
Pollo shot.
Yeah, it's chicken as a pollo. But yeah. So do you want to tell them what the narrative to Guacamelee is?
Sure. So, Guacamelee starts with a guy named
Juan.
Juan.
Oh fuck, we're gonna have this problem again, aren't we? Normally you're bad at Japanese names, but now you're gonna be bad at Spanish.
Oh no.
Do you feel that we should maybe try to find things that are much easier for you to pronounce?
It's fine. It's fine.
Is it?
Juan.
Yeah.
He was a farmer.
Yeah.
And, this evil skeleton came to his town.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, made everyone go to the world of the living dead or something like that.
Oh. That's not what happened. He didn't make
Carlos,
dead. He just killed him.
Oh yeah.
He straight up just killed him. And that's why he woke up in the land of the dead.
Yeah, so when you
It's
get killed...
It's not that he sent him to the land of the dead, he murdered him.
Oh, okay. Like you forgetting our protagonist is a zombie.
Yeah, he is.
A zombie luchador.
A zombie luchador. A zombie luchador that can travel between dimensions and turn into a chicken.
Spoilers. Yeah. He was trying to save the Presidente's daughter.
Yep. I love that they insist on using so many words in Spanish. I don't know why it makes me laugh a lot. But something about, like, blah, 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 el presidente. Like, I don't know why that makes me laugh. But yeah.
And she's important for the ritual for making the whole world land of the living dead or something like that.
Well, what he's trying to do is fuse the worlds of the living and the dead. So that they become one universe, and then he can control all of it. Because most of his powers are in the land of the dead, but he can still do a bunch of shit in the world of the living.
And, yeah, so he just has to go save the princess, like in Mario.
I mean, I wouldn't call her a princess, but yeah.
Well, El Presidente's daughter.
I'm just saying, like, would you call the daughter of your mayor a princess?
No.
We live in New York. We don't think of the mayor as royal family. He's just some dude.
Nah.
Yeah.
So it's just like a random girl, actually.
It's the president's daughter, but I don't really think it's like a princess. As a matter of fact, it's his childhood friend, and he's in love with her. So it's Japanese in that way. Osana najime. Hatsukoi da. Although, to be fair, I think that the people who made this probably grew up in more of our age, you know? So they would probably know a shit ton about anime and crap like that. It's like, go to rescue my childhood love, you know? And it's a Metroidvania game, which we can 100% say is like one of the most Japanese genres ever. It's Castlevania and Metroid put together. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say they had a flashback where she's like a little kid.
Yeah, they're
and
hanging
Juan's
up.
getting like beat up.
Juan is getting beaten up.
Juan.
By the way, do you know what his whole name is?
No.
Juan Aguacate. Aguacate means avocado. So his name is John Avocado.
Oh my god. This game makes the most like.
Hold on. I'm not done. He's in the.
Okay.
Do you know what kind of farmer he is? Because they say it. The fields where he lives. They say what the name is,
Oh,
but
then
I'm
I,
not
I
saying
gave.
agave.
I got it.
This is. I knew it. I knew this was gonna be a thing. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Agave. Do you know what agave is?
Avocados.
No. That's aguacate. Why the fuck would it? What?
I don't know. Okay.
I just said aguacate meant avocado. Why would you think agave, which is a completely different word, would be
I thought
this?
it'd be like where people grow avocados.
No, no, it's a different plant. So agave is these like weird, like big, like spiky plants. They are used to make nectar, sweets, and tequila. So the man harvests plants to make tequila. Despite the fact that his last name is Avocado. You would think John Avocado farms avocados. No, he farms what is essentially tequila. But damn it, that is the most Mexican thing ever.
Jeez.
Juan Aguacate, Ranchero de Agave. Like that's nuts. And he's a luchador, so that's like even more. So one thing I want to say about guacamole is I love how like actually entrenched in Mexican culture it is. I'm not Mexican. I got a bunch of Mexican friends, and I know a lot about it because when you go to museums about South America, they also bring up Mesoamerica and all that shit, and you just learn about these things. The more you're around people, the more you learn. So like, there's a lot of like stuff here that is super Mexican culture, which you would imagine guacamole is, but most of the time you'd imagine it's a pastiche. It's just kind of there for flavoring, less so to like genuinely involve itself in the culture. Like you remember that movie that came out, Moana?
Mhm.
Like if you listen to the music, none of it has shit to do with like Polynesian music or anything. I'm not saying it has to. I'm just saying that there are times where you do actually entrench yourself in the culture, and other times where you don't, where it's more just kind of dressing so that you can enjoy the stuff that you genuinely did otherwise you normally do. But Guacamelee, I feel, is unique insofar that it is a game that is really, really, really invested in the culture that it presents itself as being part of. For example, Carlos Calaca, right, the skeleton who kills him, is a charro. That's it. I don't even think anyone else would really know what that is.
What is a char?
Okay, so you know what a vaquero is? It's the Mexican equivalent to cowboy.
Okay.
Okay, there's vaqueros, rancheros, and charros. So vaqueros are cowboys, rancheros are ranchers, obviously, but charro is a completely different thing because it's a very, very specific cultural thing. Charreada is a sport in Mexico, and it has like traditional rules and shit that has come from the colonial times of like the 17th century. And it essentially means man of the land. And they wear like they're sort of cowboys, but not really, because the way they act, the whole thing going on is it's very important about like the Mexican War of Independence in 1810 and a whole bunch of other shit like that. Nowadays you still see them, and they still wear like saddles and shit like that. They're basically horse riders who do like fucking what do you call it? It's sort of like rodeo, but it's not really. And yeah, so he's a charro, and that's why his clothes look like that. It's supposed to be stylized like a traditional thing. And when you fight Stave, who is like, I'm not even gonna fucking lie to you, that's literally a Yucatec woman from Myth. But when you fight Stave and you beat her, she tells you that Calaca was a charro and that he broke his arm before a competition and he sold his soul to Satan so that it'd be healed. And then when he won, he tricked the Satan into turning into a rooster with the help of Stave. Which I'm like 90% sure I'm pronouncing that wrong, because God knows I can't fucking pronounce Yucatec. Like I really can't. Like Daumapsin de Matepechin. Like I can't fucking do those noises. I don't even know how to begin with that. But yeah, so that's cool, isn't it? They have like they have really specific stuff That's like, oh,
Uh,
you would only really know if you actually know a bunch about Mexican culture.
so pretty much every little detail.
Yeah, a lot of it. Like that one, some of them when you fight when you're fighting stuff, right? You know how he goes like, "Oh, cactus smashed" and shit like that, right?
Hmm.
You remember the flying bird monster thing? So they say they're chupacabras,
Hmm. I hate those things.
right? Well, when you fight some of the other things, they also have the name of like weird Mexican folklore things. Like I can't remember what it is. I think it's the spiked ball thing, but they're alebrijes, and an alebrije is another incredibly specific Mexican thing. An alebrije is this weird like fantasy myth creature. And it's actually not an old thing. It's an actually relatively recent thing. In like the 30s, this guy Pedro Linares, he was like he was an artist that was really famous in Mexico at the time. So he got sick, and when he was unconscious, he had a dream of a forest where he saw like trees, animals, and some weird fucking animals. And he's like, "What the fuck is that? A donkey with wings, a rooster with horns, a lion with the head of an eagle." And all of them were saying "Alebrije." He's like, "What the fuck is this?" So then when he got out of his weird like pseudo coma, the first thing he did was just start building sculptures of all these fucking things. And he's like, "They're alebrijes. I don't know what they are. Da, 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 da. I don't know." So they become people have interpreted them as like the things that you can see from the spirit world and shit like that. I think it was 36 or something. Or at least that's how he interpreted it. They were like spirit things. And then eventually they became like part of a whole subcultural thing where they're like, oh, they might be spirit guides. They might be connected to like the land and yada yada yada. And nowadays they still make alebrije like monuments and fucking statues and piñatas and shit. I think there's one that was called Señora de los Monstruos, which is like the Lady of the Monsters. Was made by Susana Bullo, or rather, Susana Bullo is Señora de los Monstruos. And yeah, so like when it goes like Alebrije bashed, I'm like, what the fuck? What? Are we actually talking about that? Is that is that a thing that's happening? And they're like, yeah, Alebrijes. So that's cool. And like I said, there's a person that you fight, Shtabe, right? So there's like Kalaka has his sort of lieutenants, I guess.
As henchmen, I don't know.
Henchmen, I don't know how you fucking want to call it.
Those people that you don't fight before the main boss.
Your mini bosses,
Yeah.
your whatnot. But fucking so Shtabe, when you talk to her, she's like, "Oh, I'm a witch," and it's like, "What?" And so what it turns out is that she's actually a Yucatec myth. She's like a Mayan legend. It's a demon. So the story is like, she's a really pretty lady, yeah. And there was and there's two pretty ladies who lived in one place. One was Shekeban and Utskolel. And then Shekeban was a horrible person, and Utskolel was a nice lady, and they were both really pretty. But Shekeban would like sleep around a bunch. And this is one of those weird like old stories where they're like, a woman should be chaste and pure, and otherwise you're a bad person and shit like that. So Shekeban slept around. They're like, wow, fuck her, or at least that's like what people in town thought, and they made fun of her and they fucked with her and stuff like that. But she was a really good person. She like helped animals and helped sick people and stuff like that. But people didn't care. They didn't give a shit. So they wanted to throw her out, but they kept her just to fuck with her, because they're assholes. But Utskolel was a bitch. That was the thing. She thought everybody was trash. She was like, "All y'all garbage. Y'all don't deserve nothing." She didn't give a shit. She didn't help the poor, help the sick. None of that. Fuck y'all. Y'all niggas don't give a shit. Don't matter. That was who she was. And if somebody needed something, she told them to go fuck off. So after a while, nobody saw Shekeban, and everyone was like, "Well, I guess she's out fucking somebody." And it's like, that's mean. Uh, and then again, time passes by, and then they smell something at her house. And I was like, "Wow, it smells so pretty. That's weird." And they go, and they find that she's fucking dead. And she's dead, but she's surrounded by animals and flowers. Because the animals are like, "No, this lady was awesome." Now my animals get it. Animals get it.
If you're here, you get it.
Yeah, if you're here, you get it. You get it too.
And the animals
So,
got it.
so what if she likes dick? How is that a bad thing? That's a very normal thing. Being sexually active is not a bad thing. I don't get that. But yeah. So then like Utskolel shows up and she's like, no, 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 no. That smell is Satan. He's fucking with you. Well, it's not Satan, but it's demons. They're fucking with you. And they go like, okay, well, whatever. The homeless and the poor people, they had her gave her a really nice funeral, and then flowers just grew up around her grave for some reason. So
You
let's call
always
that
see that, right?
what?
Like usually, like you see flowers around a grave. That's from that story, I guess.
No, I mean no. Putting flowers on a grave is more out of respect, but flowers grew around her grave.
Uh,
They just grew for some
okay.
reason. Right. So then they do that, and they go like and fucking Ulz Kolel says, well, she smelled nice. I bet I'll smell even better. Cause if I die and I'm like the best, then they'll fucking love me. So Ulz Kolel died and she smelled like shit. Smelled awful. And when they buried her, they put flowers on her grave, and then the flowers disappeared. And it turns out that Sekeban's soul turned into a flower called Stabetun, I think. I don't fucking lots of X's in goddamn Mayan words. Lots of X's. I don't know what that's about. I feel if we were gonna play a game that was like, give me a word that starts with an X. If you knew Maya very well, you could beat the shit out of everybody. Like if we were playing fucking Shiratori, right? Where you say a word and then you take the last letter of the word and try to go forward. If I tried to fuck with you with like Ajax and it's like X, what are you gonna do, motherfucker? And you happen to know Mayan, well I guess I'm fucked then. So yeah. So the flower that Sekeban's soul became was like a really beautiful flower and it was hidden in hedges and it's defenseless. Just like she was defenseless because people treated her like shit. And then Utskolels became the flower that grows on top of cactus and smells like shit. So the idea was that like well, I mean, she was a nice person and so she turned into a flower that wants love. Fuck her. Utskolel's ghost called spirits to like make her a beautiful person is apparently the way the story goes. So then, Uskoleos transformed from the Tascam, the fucking flower on the cactus, into the Stabe. And the Stabe is like a woman with a white dress and big black eyes. And she goes out and hunts for guys tonight. It's apparently the Maya version of the succubus.
That
It's it's,
seems like a
it's
lot bigger story.
Oh, it's a much longer story. Yeah, yeah. But the idea is fucking like the show she's a really pretty lady. You're walking out in the woods and you're like, oh damn, she's hot. And you go over and she sleeps with you and you're like, awesome. And she turns into a snake and murders you.
Yeah.
And in some stories they go like, she doesn't it's not even a lady, it'll turn to whatever the fuck you're into. So if you're gay, it turns into a dude. And it's like, okay. And another one is she'll like throw you off a cliff and rip your heart out of your chest.
Throw you off a cliff and rip the heart off your chest. Okay.
Correct. It's throw you off a cliff and then you tear on the ground and you're shattered on the ground and then she dives down and rips your heart out.
It's the extra make sure you're dead.
Extra dead. Yeah. So the fact that you fight a witch called Stabe is really interesting.
Um, she was kind of hard to beat. Well, I don't
She
know.
was aggressive sexually. I thought that
They
was
have an
funny.
option where like, would you like to kiss her or something? It's like yes or no before the fight happens.
One of my favorite things was still the fucking hey, how's it going? Bam, and then she just like fucking throws her hips in your direction for some reason,
Oh yeah,
and
that was
then,
neat.
and then like Juan doesn't respond, and she was like, all right, okay, we'll see how well you do later, and then she does it again the second time you see her. Fucking, it's amazing. Great, 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 great,
I
great,
like
great,
the
great,
part
great.
when in the middle of the game, Uh, when they're at the volcano
Yeah.
place, and they're lining up to see who's like a good skeleton or whatever, like good for the army of skeletons. Uh, Juan is there in line, and he just goes and waits until he gives a little punch to show that he's like a good skeleton. And then the guy's like, "Wait a
Oh
minute."
yeah, 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 yeah. Then everybody's going in. It's like, all right, what do you got to say? What do you got to say? And then Juan goes. He's like, "Pop, pop, pop, pop." I forgot about that. That's so fucking dumb.
Wait a minute, where's your sombrero? That's the thing he points out.
Yeah,
I
your
forgot
punch
it's
was
not a
good.
skeleton.
I also like that sometimes Juan doesn't talk. He just jumps into his little pose. He goes like, da 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 da.
Like he
Barely
leveled up
fucking
or
talk.
something.
Yeah, I love that. Also, so Juan dies and he gets a mask that makes him a superhuman luchador and brings him back to the world of the living. The guardian of the mask is named Tostada. That just means toast. I can't tell if that's a joke about being dead or if that's just a random word.
Did
Like
she
here,
protect the town from the volcano?
yeah, but is it like your toast? Is that the joke?
Yeah, I think she was toast because volcano.
Maybe, I
Funny.
don't know.
I guess that's a fun.
Okay, if we're gonna talk about the game trying to be funny, let's talk about the memes.
Okay.
Let's talk about the absurd amount of memes that are in the background.
The host.
Can we?
Sure. There's so many. You go
There's a
first.
lot of, and you know what's funny? The game was made in 2013, right? But the game's memes are like image macros from like 2008,
Eh,
which I'm not complaining. I'm not like go fuck yourself game. That's unfunny. It's more like, oh yeah, that was a thing. Like that's how it feels to me. Also, apparently that was a complaint some people had when the first game came out. Because they make a joke about people not liking it in 2. Remember?
Oh yeah, we hate image macros.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Okay. So here's what's up. There's a lot of fight posters that are like blank versus blank, and a lot of them are memes. Like there's Business Cat versus Bachelor Frog, and I'm like, that's actually just what that is. You didn't even hide that. Like, yeah, it's a guy with the cat mask, but I remember Business Cat. Also, La Máscara versus Mega Hombre. That one's a little more, like, actually something, because at least it's in Spanish. But it's Majora's Mask and Mega Man. Also, in the church, there's that guy doing doing a power bomb. It looks like Link holding up the Triforce. There's a lot of Metroid jokes. You get your powers by breaking the Chuzo statues, which are just Chozos. There's also Metroids, just Metroid statues in the woods. You go to a store called
Also,
Viva
Chojos. But yeah,
Chuzo.
Chuzos.
I already said Chuzos.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Also, you go to a store called Viva Piñatas. That was an Xbox 360 game. I don't know if everyone remembers that.
I remember it.
I remember it. I liked it. I also liked the TV show, but that's because I was like 11. There was the tag team, Los Super Hermanos, where one of them is Luigi and the other one is Mario. There was the store that's called Mine Forever with the Minecraft pickaxe.
There's a
there's
heart that was shaped like a Fez heart, and also owl.
the owl, the Oh Really Owl.
The owl and Fez.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay. Also, there's a fucking El Niño de Carne versus El Ninja, which is Super Meat Boy versus N plus. And then there was the image macro owls again. O realmente versus Si, really. And I'm like, oh no. Oh god. El Gato Gruñón brand cat food. Grumpy cat with the mustache and sombrero. Me gusta guavas. That's me gusta. There's that picture of the IKEA monkey. Remember that monkey in a jacket? There's a sign that is missing. Donkey Kong's there. There's Busted Bill, which is just Wreck-It Ralph. My personal favorite, if only because I remember this being dumb even when the first time I saw it. Like, I mean the image macro, not even the reference. The reference is a reference. So what are you going to do about it? Insanity Wolf. Do you remember that old image macro habit of put animal and then adjective, right?
Kind of.
Socially awkward penguin, velociraptor,
Oh yeah.
that shit. Yeah. So insanity wolf was a thing.
Oh
That
yeah, I remember it. Yeah.
yeah. And then there's a thing called Loco Lobo brand tequila, and I was like, that would make you crazy, wouldn't it? Castle Crashers are there. They have that reference to the spy from Team Fortress 2 smoking a bunch, except it's caballero churros instead of gentleman. Uh, there's cactuars. There's strong bad's face, and in Spanish it says strong bad. This is fuerte malo. There's a Grim Fandango's Manny Calavera. There was a pedo bear reference, and I was like, oh fuck, I forgot about that. It was like Pedro Bear, Maraca Academy, but it's clearly Pedo Bear. And I mean, there's more. This is the only last one I wanted to mention. Destructoid and Giant Bomb, both video game news websites. Mr. Destructoid versus, bueno, El Destructo versus La Bomba. So that's Mr. Destructoid and Giant Bomb. So those were things. There's a lot more that I'm not talking about, but you know, they're oh shit, I dropped the quarter. They're there.
Way too many.
Yeah, yeah.
Just full of them.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What else did you want to do?
I do want to talk about the thing, dimension.
I mean, the dimension of the dead and the dimension of the living. Oh no, that's from Guacameele 2, though.
Yeah, okay, we can save it for later, I guess.
I was gonna say, if we ever come back to Guacameele 2, we should bring it up.
Yeah. The gameplay is really nice. The platform.
I love the combat. The platforming is a lot better in 1 than in 2. I'll say that. I like it a lot.
I like changing between dimensions.
Yeah, that's the power you get after you beat Stabe. Is like an ability to switch between and you have to for some of the platforming stuff. It's a lot about timing.
She just gives you that. I don't. Okay, whatever.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, it's after it's all over. She's like, finally, it's time. Remember, she tells you all about Kalaka and all that shit. So you know. By the way, there's a thing about the game where if you beat it normally, you save the town, but like Lupita's dead, so you can't do anything about it. But then there's another ending, the true ending, which you only get if you like fucking find all the stupid pieces of the mask that take a lot of work to get to if you don't realize
Did
what
I
you're
even
doing.
tell you about it? It's just
They don't. They don't. It's a very old school game kind of thing. Like if you want to see the true ending, figure it the fuck out.
Like in Castlevania, Metroid. Yep.
Yep. Just figure it the fuck out. But yeah, I thought that was fun. That fucking mountain climb, the mountain jumping timing puzzle. Jesus Christ. I forgot how annoying that was.
Mountain climb.
Yeah, the Mega Man like thing where you're jumping and all the shit disappears in random orders, and then
yeah.
I forgot how hard that was. I used a lot of my powers to make it through because I wasn't gonna get it with just jumping.
Also, the ones where the thing is about to explode and it just kills you one shot.
Yeah, like I said, there's a lot of combat things. I figured out how to do the wall dash, and then that was my lame it out method.
The wall dash.
Yeah, you know, where you jump off the wall. What do they call it in the fucking game? Because you know what's funny?
The goat jump.
No, when you hold onto the wall and then do what would be your side special.
I'll explain that again. I think they patched that out.
What?
Yeah,
No.
you can't do that.
How can you not do that? That's an actual power you get by the end of the game. What?
Are you talking about the flying? The goat?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, you could do that.
Goat fly, that's it. That's what the fuck I'm thinking
I thought you were
of.
talking about like doing an uppercut in the opposite direction.
No, not that. That was cool, but I'm not surprised that they patched that out. That wasn't intentional. Um, but yeah, what I wanted to say was, what do they call the blue dashing move? Because in Gold Edition, they called it dashing derp.
Yeah, that's what they called it.
But did they still call it that in Ultimate Championship?
Super Turbo Championship. Yeah.
Super Turbo Championship Edition. Okay, cool.
The names are so like too much.
I mean, no, because Rooster Uppercut. All right, fine, whatever.
Not with the title of the game.
Oh yeah, yeah. But like Olmec Headbutt, that's fair. Frog Slam, that's cool. But then like Dashing Derp, I remember he goes like, I don't fucking know, whatever you want to call it. Dashing Derp, I guess. I don't give a shit. And I was like, okay, White Chivo, thank you, I guess, for not giving a shit about our thing.
And they play the song you like all the time.
Oh yeah, la cucaracha. And they play it like really fast. I always thought that was funny. I don't know why that makes me laugh. That it's like really bright and aggressive, and there's chickens yelling, and then the cucaracha plays. I'm like, this is so Mexican. This is insane. There's tostada. There's el guay. You go inside an árbol de tule, which is again a very specific Mexican thing. Like an árbol de tule is one actual tree. It's a Montezuma cypress in Oaxaca. That's inside of the Santa Maria de Tule church. It's like a very well-known giant tree thing. It's been slowly dying since 1990, but I don't know. It's always been there. And then yeah, and so like the fact that you walk through the Tule tree, and I'm like, you mean el árbol de Tule? No one in Oaxaca.
Yeah.
It's a giant tree. I'm like, wow.
That platforming also has a. I mean, there's also a really hard section that's hidden. If you go back there,
Yeah, I
you
know.
have Goat Run.
Yeah, I know. What, are we gonna give them a walkthrough?
No. No, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I also like that platforming part.
Yeah,
That's it.
I
And
do
the
love.
goat jump. I think
I
the goat
love. I love doing the stupid fucking the hell challenges.
Yeah.
The hell challenges are really fun to me.
What was it?
Yeah.
Time goat, carry goat, and he has to change the time.
Yeah.
That's the
Okay.
platforming section.
Question: how did you feel about the costumes?
Eh.
I like that they add a different thing to it. Like if you wear the Alebrije costume, you do more damage, but you take more damage. If you wear the fucking Diablo costume,
You just gain health.
Well,
anything.
you drain health, but everything you fucking you like lose your maximum health.
Yeah.
So the idea is that you take a 30% cut of your health, but your attacks do more damage, and every time you hit somebody, every time you pin somebody, I think, you get more health out of it.
Yeah. That's every
Okay.
time you hit somebody.
Yeah. Oh, okay. There's also unique to Super Turbo Championship is you get a fucking Mighty Warrior, which maxes out your Intenso, which is like your super mode.
Intenso.
Yeah. It charges up your Intenso a lot, but you lose like fucking massive amounts of it if you get hit. It's if you're like really good at dodging, where the dodges have parries. If you're really good at dodging, then like Mighty Warrior is fucking free. Mighty Warrior makes the game free.
And you can cancel your special attacks into Intenso.
Yeah. Also, attack right out of a fucking dash that does the parry. It's really good. It's a really good game. Really good game overall. Platforming solid, combat solid. It's
I wish they made it longer though.
Yeah, but you know, it's a Metroidvania, so the idea is you would go back around and circle and fill out every corner of the map.
Yeah.
So I feel that if you play it straight all the way through, yeah, it feels really short. But if you play it the 100% that like most many Metroidvanias are intended to be, then it doesn't feel all that short. Yeah. It's a good amount. What do you want to say? Like 10-hour game, 100%?
A little bit longer for me, but yeah, 10 hours.
Yeah. Because when we played fucking Guacameele 2, I did it in 11, right?
You did it in 10, I did it in 11.
Oh, okay. No, but it was like barely like 10, I think. Like it was like a
Yeah.
couple minutes away from 11.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
I remember
I
I
did
sent
it
you the
like 12 or
screenshot.
13.
Yeah, that's it. You did like 12 or 13. And again, I went for the 100% run because that's how I am. Oh boy. But yeah, good game. I like it a lot. It's fun. I remember when we were starting this, you were like, I don't know if there's fucking anything to say, and I'm like, I have so much to say about how oddly Mexican this game is and how happy I am about it. Because like usually, like I said, a lot of the times when you use stuff as settings for games, they don't really like actually go into the culture behind it to like give it a real deep investment into the thing. Most of the time, it's just dressing, you know. Like that Moana movie, which I'm not shitting on it for being that way. It's just kind of like the way it is, because the music still sounds like Broadway music. It doesn't sound Polynesian or anything. Versus when you compare it to that Pixar movie Coco, that's also intensely Mexican. It's like, oh, that's good. They mention alebrijes, they mention the ofrenda. There's some stuff that they can stylize to fit the narrative of a movie, but overall, it's pretty good with talking about like Mexican culture and history. And the fact that the guy here is a charro is like, what? Do people even know what that is? Can you just say that? I don't know.
Probably not.
Yeah, it's
You have
like
to
if
explain.
it's if I talked about like the Hachisera Like, I can't just say that. That's not stupid general people knowledge in America. Well, it's not like I go samurai. People are like, oh, samurai. It's like, oh, Shinsegumi Shichinisai. Like, what? I'm like, there were a specific group of samurai that did this and this and this. I'm like, huh? Ieyasu Tokugawa? What? Like, it's too specific. Versus in Japan, that's very general knowledge. This is something everybody did in their shitty history class. It's like knowing about fucking President Lincoln here, you know? Everybody knows Lincoln was a lawyer. Um, besides the fact that the game came out, and it's actually pretty popular, all things considered. Like, I think the Vita version was given an 87 out of 100 on Metacritic, and the Wii U version was given 90. Like, it's a really. I don't think there's a single one that's under 80, now that I think about it. Because Super Turbo Championship was 80, Gold was 88, and I don't know why. Like, I don't know why Gold would be better than Super Turbo. Super Turbo was way better. Just like for Street Fighter, Super Turbo is always better. So PS3 was 84, Vita was 87, PS4 was 87, Wii U was 90, Xbox One was 88, and Switch was 86. And then IGN 9 out of 10, but really, can you trust IGN? Okay, so also, fun fact, Juan is in Brawlout, and Juan is going to show up in Indivisible, that game that Lab Zero is working on. Everybody loves Lab Zero. They made fucking Skullgirls. If you don't love Skullgirls, you're un-American. You deserve to die.
Un-American.
Un-American. You dirty communist. Dirtbag. Fuck you. Fuck you. Marvelous and Autumn published it. If you don't respect Marvelous, who brought together such delicious, delicious trash to America, like Senator Kagura, you're an American.
Get out of here, you traitor.
So, yeah. If there was any reason to bring back concentration camps as awful as this sounds, it would be for people who think Senator Kagura sucks. They deserve to be put away. Or fucking Bokujo Monogatari. Or Harvest Moon. All of them were marvelous. Marvelous is bringing out uppers. Can I just say how fucking hype I am? But I'll save that for the end. I'll save that for our news segment. Anywho, yeah. So he's gonna be an Indivisible. That's cool.
That is cool.
So anything else?
They really like guac. I don't know why. They really like what's it called? Tortillas?
Tortillas? What do you mean?
The chip and the dip.
Yeah?
Yeah, tortilla. Yeah. I don't know why.
What do you mean they really like tortillas?
They always bring it up. Like one of
Like,
the missions is you have to make a tortilla for a lady. Two is all about the tortilla.
I guess, yeah. I didn't really think about that because I was always more too focused on punching stuff. As much as I hate fight shows, I love fight games. I feel like there's something ironic in that, but I don't know. Beat 'em ups are fun, y'all. And like a beat 'em up, come on with the fucking Metroidvania. Whoa, you know.
And you're a luchador, you get to
And
wrestle.
God, I remember. I think there was a picture of El Santo, and I'm like, oh shit, El Santo. That is the most Mexican thing I can think of. Like El Santo, no one fucking knows El Santo, except for people who grew up in Mexico. Rodolfo Guzman Huerta, who was in tons of movies, and he didn't take off his mask until he was dying of cancer. It's the only time he ever fucking took off his mask. Him, Blue Demon, and Mil Máscaras. They were in movies where they were like dressed in suits, but still wearing their like luchador mask. It is amazing. Fucking El Santo is the reason Mucha Lucha existed, and God knows I love Mucha Lucha. And how fucking insane that was. I love you, El Santo. There's a movie called El Santo versus Dracula, and it's amazing. It's amazing. Oh no,
What
I'm
was the
sorry.
thing?
It's Santo y Blue Demon contra Dracula y el Hombre Lobo. That's it. It's Santo and Blue Demon versus Dracula and the Wolfman. And there's a scene where like a woman's getting attacked by a vampire, and Santo just runs in and he's like, "¿Qué estás haciendo aquí?" And then the bat, like is Dracula, and he goes like, and then he flies away. And Blue Demon shows up. He's like, "Santo, what's happening?" And he goes like, "I don't know. We have to stay here though to protect the women." And I'm like, "Fucking, what am I looking at? Am I actually watching two like luchadors say they can beat up and kill Dracula?" And yes, they can.
So they won.
Yeah, they went to Atlantis. All right.
For the
They're-
competition to beat them?
No, I mean like they beat up the Dracula, and Wolfman was also there, but they also had in a movie where they went to Atlantis. It was what was it? I think it was actually just called Santo contra Blue Demon en la Atlántida, which is like Santo versus Blue Demon in Atlantis. Like the first one was Santo versus the Evil Brain, and it just went even weirder because it's like, what the fuck does that mean? What do you mean the Evil Brain? And it just kept going. It just kept going. Blue Demon contra El Poder Satánico, which is Blue Demon versus Satanic Power. There's Santo frente a la muerte, which is Santo faces death. Santo en la venganza de la momia, Santo in the Rummy's revenge. Like, these were things, man. And I love it. I love it so much. I love luchadores. They are to me what like fucking they are in Mexico to a degree what like comedians are in Japan, where everyone knows their names and everyone knows where they've been and what they do and shit like that. They're just everywhere, you know. And I love it. I love it a lot. And it's probably part of why I love gucameele so much, because I think luchadores are great.
Also, it's a Metroidvania. So yeah.
Oh god, I love Metroidvania games so much. I love Metroid so much, but I don't want to sit here for like 3 hours talking about just Metroid. God knows that's not what today's episode is about.
Yeah.
Alright, anything else?
I like the music, but yeah, that's about it.
Okay. Food. I feel this one's easy.
What is it?
It's a quesadilla.
Explain.
Okay. Okay. I didn't even feel like I needed to, but okay.
Well,
que-
I mean,
quesa-
besides it being
que-
Mexican, but
Well, quesadillas are fairly hefty. They have meat, substance. That's the combat and the platforming. They're really presentable. They're really nice looking. There's the cheese really supplements the food, and also quesadillas go very well with salsas and guacamole. Well, guacamole, but guacamole. I feel like I could play guacamole while eating quesadilla and go like, this is good. This is in.
Wait, what? What?
What?
You could eat a quesadilla while playing
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like,
guacamole.
I'll take a bite and then go play, and then take a bite and then play. Like it'd be a
You could
good time.
eat anything while playing guacamole.
No, no, it's satisfying. You have no idea how satisfying a quesadilla is. It's so filling. Like, yeah, you can eat anything, but don't be hungry after a bowl of cereal. Isaiah, think about it. Think about it. Think about it.
Uh. I could say it's very Mexican too, but that's a good.
Oh yeah, but that's not what I was honestly thinking about. But yeah,
The game is very meaty.
the game is very Mexican. I was gonna say the game is hefty. Like, this is real stuff going on here.
Was this their first meet on the show?
I think so.
Oh wait, no.
Oh no,
Anticucho.
Nabe. Nabe
Yeah.
has meat in it.
Nabe, Anticucho.
Anticuchos, yeah. But like I said, I feel this is hefty. It's good. Deserves a meat. Maybe not the most intense of meats, but it deserves a meat.
And it's not a quesadilla that can be broken up. But
Also-
thing.
It has tortillas on it, and you went on about the game loving tortillas.
And guacamole. I
And
mean guac.
Well, I'm guacamole.
Guacamole.
Well, I do love guacamole. Okay, so time for now that we've decided on the food, right? We can move to our new segment. Fucking oh shit, I'm hype. Where we each pick one thing we're really excited about and talk about it.
So did you see Spooky's how Spooky got the power? How Spooky became a thing?
No, I did not. Please tell me.
He just kept saying, "Oh, I'm a normal guy, and I just have to do what I have to do." And people always relied on me for stuff. So Spooky was just like always trying to become like the best fighting game streamer. And he's actually the reason why Evo got so popular, because he was the one that streamed just a good quality for the first couple years.
Wait, what? Where is this going? I didn't understand what's happening.
I'm just saying Spooky. He's a thing.
What? What the fuck?
There's a
What?
I said there's a commentary on YouTube about Spooky.
And he just keeps saying, like, I already been here. I do the right thing. What?
Because she just says like, yeah, I don't really get excited about like being a super accomplished guy or anything.
I don't get excited about being a super accomplished guy.
Yeah, that's what he said.
As in, I'm super accomplished. So
Yeah.
what?
He's just like, I was there. Yeah, someone had to do it, and it was me.
Such a spooky, like, popping off on himself? Spooky feeling really good about himself?
I guess so.
Okay. Yeah, I was not aware of this. I don't even know what you're talking about, honestly.
It's just like the history of like what Spooky did.
So is it like FGC history?
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, okay. That's cool. Actually, yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Talks about Evo.
Is that the
Yeah,
beginning
like-
SIBO?
Yeah, how he was recording the stuff on Evo.
Hmm.
And he partnered with IGN to broadcast Evo.
Okay.
So he helped with some of the funds for Evo 2008, I think.
Okay. Okay. Fine. I didn't think you'd be super hype about this. I did not think this would be the thing that you're like, yo, let's talk about it. But all right. Yeah. Link it to me later, and I'll watch it and see what's up. It's funny because you started in with it like way more excited than I thought it was going to end up being. Because all you've said so far is history, and I don't know why, but I was expecting more than that. But okay.
Uh, yeah.
I thought it was supposed to be something we'd like fucking lose our minds over, but like now you sound really subdued, and I'm not sure how to feel about that. But I do like what you're talking about, and I want to see it. On me, on the other hand, let's talk about uppers. Let's talk about uppers and why it's the best, and why you need to buy it, and that's why it's out there, and fucking do something about it right now. Let's talk about uppers. Uppers, 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 uppers.
It's out?
No, it's not out yet. But here's the thing: there's a Steam page, so
You could pre-order it.
you know it's happening. You can't, because all right. Here's the thing: Uppers was a game that came out 2 years ago, 3 years ago, in the year of our Lord 2016. I don't know why, but I like saying it like that. Something about that makes me laugh. Okay, so Uppers it's a beat 'em up. I think I've already said I like beat 'em ups. It's not a particularly amazing beat 'em up, from what I understand. It's a really fun combat game, but it's not impressive as far as the genre is concerned. But that's not why I love Uppers. I love Uppers because the premise of Uppers is the greatest thing I've ever heard. The premise of Uppers is something I fell in love with the second I saw it. So Uppers is a beat 'em up. You go around beating the shit out of people. That's Uppers. But do you know why? So here's the thing. Last Resort Island is a deserted island where battle-hungry bandits show up because they're like, I want to fight some motherfuckers. And do you know what else is all over this island? Girls who like watching dudes beat each other up. Girls who are literally lose their mind when you give a guy a German suplex.
Put him in an armbar.
That is what Uppers is about. Uppers is you go to this island because girls like fighting, and you like fighting, and you like girls. And there are girls watching at all hours. This is literally the most girls are watching game I've ever seen. This is a joke I have with some of my friends, and also the best friends use it. They're like, no, don't stop. No, girls are watching. like as if implying that was still a thing you cared about. Uppers. Uppers is a game where you beat the shit out of guys so that a girl says, here's my phone number.
Yep.
And you know what else Uppers has? Because it's marvelous and they don't care. They put out Senran Kagura. Who do you think we are? Uppers has a thing where if you complete the right amount of challenges, there is something called Panchida slots. What is Panchida? That means a girl flashes her underwear at you. And if 3 girls in a row have the same underwear, you get a stat boost to keep beating up people so that you can get more phone numbers and see more girls' underwears. Because that's why you're here. Why else are you here? Who are you? If you're not here to beat up guys so that girls think you're cool.
You don't get it.
You don't get it. I don't think you get how amazing Uppers is yet. Also, the new version is 1080p and has 60 frames per second. It's going to be beautiful. It's on PS4 and it's on PC. It used to be on the Vita. And I remember when it was coming out on the Vita, I saw the trailer and I was losing my mind. Because the trailer literally showed dudes beating each other up and then one guy getting punched into a girl's boobs where he got smacked in the face. A la classic harem hijinks. But then he got a stat boost from getting slapped in the face. Because I like that. Thank you. There's a bottom right meter called Ecstasy that shows you how hype the girls are based on how many challenges you've done. Do pole action.
It's called Ecstasy.
It's called the Ecstasy meter, Isaiah. There's shadows of girls getting hype. The more combos you do, the hyper they get. That's why I'm hype.
Get hype.
Get hype. I'm not even done yet. Okay, and the bigger thing, the more there's a narrative where different people are forming teams to get more girls and to get to the top of the combat things. This was made by a company called Honey Parade. Tell me that name isn't hype. That name is amazing. I love that name. Also, the big thing is that there are queens. There are 7 queens, the coolest girls ever, and they're the ones you really want to impress. And you got a different kind of queen for different kind of taste. You like the older business lady? You got this queen. You like a dangerous photographer who like wears a cat suit and rides a motorcycle? You got this queen.
Wait,
You like
what? Oh yeah, that was really different.
Yeah. Shut up. I'm not done yet. You want your fun childhood friend girl? You got that queen. She's a nice high schooler girl. You want the quiet, mysterious girl with glasses who's actually gentle and sensitive? Then you got that queen. You can also play as her dad to get those guys away from her. Because fuck y'all. You guys are degenerates. That's why you're fighting on Last Restored Island.
That's a progressive sentence.
Yeah.
You can
Play as her dad to save from these degenerates. Also, you can play as a girl who isn't even interested in girls. She's just doing it to get good at fighting.
I want to play as her.
Yeah. She does Chinese Kempo. It's nuts. It's awesome. Everybody has fighting styles. Great. There's a Chinese guy with a braid. I don't even know what his gimmick is. I just remember seeing him get smacked into a girl's boobs. I don't know what's happening yet. I'm excited. Oh, birth. Also, there's this one cool girl who looks like she parties, and I'm like, you're awesome. You're sort of like a weird, like, gal, not gal. You look like fun. She wears a sideways hat like she's Terry Bogard, and this big, bright yellow shirt, and I'm like, she looks fun. I'm interested.
What's the girl version of Terry called?
Okay, are we talking about Girl Terry from fucking
SNK Harmonies? Yeah.
You said that wrong.
I said it wrong?
Heroines.
Heroines, yeah.
Yeah, you always say that wrong, and it always makes me laugh because I'm like, what? Where do you think it is? But yeah, it's Fatal Cutie Terry Bogard.
Oh, it's still Terry.
Fatal Cutie. Yeah. I thought you were talking about that girl that is basically Terry in KOF 14. Whose name I can't remember. What is it? Alice?
Oh yeah, Alice.
Is it Alice? Am I right?
I think so.
I think it was Alice. She's functionally Terry. You know what? That girl that I'm thinking about, now that I think about it, she kind of looks like Alice. I don't know what her name is. I know I want to get to know her, and I want to German suplex guys in front of her if that'll give me her phone number. So that's Uppers. Everybody get hype on Uppers. Everybody watch the trailer to Uppers. Everybody get in on Uppers because goddamn it, it's the best thing ever. I don't know how you can't get excited over a guy that says, "I don't have the time to feel pain. There are girls watching." Fucking get it. Get on Uppers right now. You go to that Steam page. You see if you can follow it.
You pre-order it right now.
Pre-order it right now, goddammit.
I don't care if you're broke.
And plumbers!
Don't have a job.
I don't care if you have to pay rent. You fucking buy Uppers. Uppers will feed you. Uppers will feed you in a way that other things can't.
But
Uppers will feed that desire that you have burning inside to beat up dudes while girls watch. And if you didn't know you had that feeling, now you know. You can also play as Daidoji from Senran Kagura, the big girl Jotaro buff girl. She's great. She's great. Get in on Uppers. Fuck you. Fuck you. Get in on Uppers. Get on Uppers. Get on Uppers. I'm hype. I'm hype as shit.
I was picturing you just like foaming.
Yeah. I'm like Carl. I'm just pulling all over myself. Yeah. Uppers. Yeah. Fucking. Oh, that's good. That's good. Right. So I'm hype. See, this is what I expected, and then you gave me like so nothing comparatively. Then now I feel like a lunatic. But damn it, I love Uppers. Okay. So yeah, that's Manga Palate. You're still listening. You get it.
Yeah, you guys get it.
Thank you for listening.